Hello, this is the Trade Site US or Forex market preview and international economic data roadmap for the week beginning Sunday, October 6, 2019, and ending Friday, the 11th. Welcome to the Forex market, which has not been doing anything for a long time. We've always been in a very narrow range. We had a good week this last week. We made some money 3 days out of 5. You can't complain about that. So it's better than we've seen, but there's still not a lot of range in action. It's been very boring. You can't do much when nothing's going on in the market. So let's take a look at the daily charts, and then we'll look at the intraday action this week. And then we'll go from there. Here's the euro dollar, the inverse of the dollar index. Nothing there. The pound dollar didn't do anything at all, even though we made money there. It was a strange economy. The Aussie dollar down and back up and closed where it started for the week. The euro again drifted a little bit lower and didn't do anything. The pound yen drifted lower and didn't do anything. The pound Swiss, nothing there. In the New Zealand dollar pair, nothing. In terms of 30-minute candles on the euro dollar, high to low for the week was 120 pips, and that's not very exciting. On the pound, it's 220 pips, 210 pips. But, it's because we had some down and back that made it possible that we made some money. I mean, because otherwise, if it wasn't, if you look at the average action for the week, it was really about in an 80 pip range. But if you see the spikes, highs, and lows, and the down and back, that's where we made some money. We carried one trade over, and we made more money. And that is what it is. But it's not a super exciting week, and there's no way to get around that. In terms of economic data for the week ahead, we've got the following: AIG Construction Index out of Australia, Bank Holiday Australia goes on, Bank Holiday out of China goes on, leading indicators out of Japan, German factory orders. Then we've got the Swiss foreign currency reserves, UK, Halifax HPI, Sentex investor confidence out of Europe. Fed Chair Powell speaks at 10 a.m., which is really, these are Pacific time, so this is 1 p.m. Eastern time on Monday. Consumer credit at 3, BRC retail sales monitor out of the UK, average cash earnings and household spending and current account out of Japan going into Monday night, NAB business confidence out of Australia, economy watcher sentiment out of the UK, no, out of Japan, sorry, unemployment rate out of Switzerland, German industrial production, French trade balance. Going into Tuesday, we've got the Italian retail sales. We've got the NFIB Small Business Index here in the U.S., housing starts and building permits in the U.K. at 8:15 and 8:30 p.m. a.m. Eastern Time. Of course, PPI and PPI here in the U.S. at 8:30. Fed members speaking, Westpac consumer sentiment, preliminary machine tool orders. Okay. Wednesday, we got the FPC statement, Eurogroup meetings, final wholesale inventories at 10 a.m. Eastern Time here in the U.S., along with JOLTS job openings. 30 minutes later, we've got the crude oil inventories. Fed Chair Powell speaks at 11 a.m., 10-year bond auction. Fed meeting minutes at 2 in the afternoon. Treasury currency report, FPI out of New Zealand. RICS house price balance out of the UK. Bank lending, core machinery orders, and the PPI out of Japan going into Wednesday night. Home loans out of Australia, MI inflation expectations, 30-year bond auction, Japan or German trade balance, French industrial production, and Italian industrial production. We're heading into 4:30 a.m. Eastern Time on Thursday. GDP out of the UK, along with manufacturing production, construction output, goods trade balance, index of services, industrial production, and that's it. We've got China's new loans and M2 money supply. Then we're into the U.S. stuff. We've got the CPI number. That's one of our big three. So we'll be half size ahead of that, which is at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time going into Thursday, along with the weekly initial and continuing jobless claims numbers, and then natty gas at 10:30 a.m. 30-year bond auction after that. M2 money stock out of Japan, German final CPI. And then we're on to Friday's numbers, the ECOFIN meetings out of Europe, employment change, the unemployment rate out of Canada, import-export prices, preliminary University of Michigan sentiment, and that's it. Charts as usual brought to you by eSignal. If you've not yet taken the trial of our services, feel free to do so. We will help you out for a couple weeks. Have a great trading week.